it's Lynette with Charm Grammy Crochet. How are you today? Today is Sunday, and I was at the Fiber Festival yesterday. Let me make sure I give it the right name. Oh, that's not the right thing. I was at the Sunkissed Fiber Festival yesterday. It is the first annual Sunkissed Fiber Festival in Florida, in the Tampa area, I think. And so this is a fiber video. Let's see, I was there with Nancy from She's Got Yarn Too, Nina, Lynanne from Nina's Knots Crochet, Bree, my friend, Desiree, my friend, Bree's friend, and then there was me. I'm trying to count the people. And then there was so many subscribers that came up. People brought blankets because we had, particularly Lynanne had been saying that we were going to be there. And so people came and brought blankets for Boggy Creek. I did buy some stuff, which I'll show you after I do. I did mostly a video collage, but there's a couple of little quick clips of us being in line, and mostly it's just pictures. So I'm going to put that together, and then I'll show you what I purchased at the end. So I'll be back in a second. Here we go. We're going into the Fiber Festival. There's a big long line behind us and a long line in front. It is the Fiber Festival, not the livestock, but that's okay. Here I am with all my buds. I know it's a little dark because we're in the shade. The Fiber Fest, and there's Miss Nancy. And you guys, there are so many people. They're all sitting around crocheting, chatting. So fun, so fun. I bought some stuff. Show you later. So I'm back, and again, it was the Sunkissed Fiber Festival in Hillsborough County, at the Hillsborough County Fairgrounds. It is going on still today, but there were a lot of vendors, not 2 days worth of vendors. Looks like maybe about 50 vendors. Here is a list. You can pause and take a picture if you, or pause and just read it if you want to, of the vendors that were there. They also had, there's a, it's called S.A.C.K, and here is a QR code. I think this goes with the S.A.C people. Nope. This is the one. So look at that. They support the community by giving soap sacks. They had a booth set up to make soap sacks. They support the community with kindness. Oh, I knew they had some QR codes. So here's some QR codes about the soap sack people. If you want to make soap sacks and donate them. They have a vision. They have, anyway, this is the lady we talked to. She was in charge of the soap sacks. And they have partnerships with Warm Up America, Knit the Rainbow, Knit Stars, United Way, Crafting Change, Crochet Guild of America, Crochet with Tiffany Hansen, Relief Crafters of America, Knit Picks, Annie's, Yarnspirations, Project Kind, Backpacks for Life, and Kenya Dryland's Education Fund. They are partnered with all of those people. So if you're interested in making soap sacks, you can, that's information on that. I also got a button that says S.A.C. I might hang that on my bag that I made, that I took to the craft show. My bag, I showed you, I took with me, we all made these bags. Let me grab it here. This is the bag I made. It was a Bag-O-Day pattern that I made one. It was Lynanne's idea. And she made one in multiple colors, but not as big as the one that Crystal from Bag-O-Day made. Lynanne's is smaller, but had many like beachy colors in it. Desiree, my friend, made one, and she made hers the full size of Bag-O-Day's Bag-O-Day's pattern. She got so many compliments on her bag. It was huge. I made one. Mine's real plain because it's, you know, working with the yarn that I was trying to work with the yarn that I had, which was this big cone of peaches and cream, and that I got from Walmart. And it was not a full cone, and this probably took a full cone because I had to go back and buy more. So that was kind of sad. But Desiree got all kinds of compliments on her bag. I don't know if Lynanne did. She didn't mention it, but Desiree's bag stood out because it was large, and she used, I think, all the colors in the rainbow. So that was really fun. And then she put all of her yarn in there. So what did I buy? Well, let's start with, you know, I'm doing that knit project, and I had my knitting needles that came from this set at that I got from Loops and Threads. And my 6mm needles need repair. This one, I think it's this one. No, oh, now they're not coming apart. I was sliding the work from one set of needles to the other, and the needle came separated, the metal from the bamboo. And it's funny that it won't separate now. But it's very warm here. I know there's a storm going on in most of the country, but we're going to have 85 degrees today. So anyway, my 6 mils are an issue. And so I needed to get a new set of knitting needles. And I just bought, they are Knitter's Pride needles. I got them for like under $4. And they're just metal. They're attached to my project. I worked on this project. I had to move them from the needles. So of course it was an issue because I put them on the wrong way or backwards or something, and then my work was wrong, and then I had to redo it. But my 10-minute knitting project has grown. I finished the little skein I had of, here it is, it was just, I think it was just yarn from Dollar Tree. I had 3/4 of this skein left. I finished that after I got my needles changed. I added my few rows of the variegated, and now I'm starting on, this is Loops and Threads. Petunia, I think is the color. Yeah, Loops and Threads Petunia. And so it's coming along. And I'm going to tell you guys, I really enjoy, these are not obviously circulars. And I've never, this is my first time to work with just the regular sticks. They're heavy compared to this. Yeah, this is very lightweight. This is much heavier, but I think it goes so much faster. I'm surprised at how much faster I feel like I'm knitting using these. But I worked on it last night, and I did have to frog it after I got a few rows. It took me a while to get it off of these hooks, off of these needles, because they kept coming apart, and I had a hard time getting it off the needles. And then I think I put it on like backwards because my stitches were in the wrong order all of a sudden, but I was doing the right thing based on, but I think I put them on wrong. My yarn was in the wrong spot. It's all this beginner's novice stuff. So anyway, I saw some women knitting in the group when we were sitting outside under the pavilion, and all those women were mostly knitting. I don't think I saw anybody that was crocheting, and they were making the most beautiful things. I chatted with them, and they got me all excited to get back into my knitting project. I'm like, one day I'm going to learn how to make some of that really gorgeous stuff. And if you saw in the video, the store where the woman had she was holding up that pinkish, reddish, coralish, dark coral kind of top. Obviously, that's crochet. That is gorgeous. So anyway, I wanted to show you that because a lot of the things that they have on display were knitted, but some of them were crochet and just as gorgeous. So that is, I bought those needles, and I was real happy about that. Then I found, Lynanne does all these really cute things with these minis, and all these people have all these little minis, and I'm like, I want some minis, even if I just want to like hang them at some point as decoration, but I really do want to use them. And they had a store there that had minis in a cotton linen, and that was this store, Queen City Yarn Company. This is their card. Here is their little QR code that you feel free to scan and do what you need to do. Sorry, I forgot to put my microphone on today. Anyway, I bought minis there. They're all 92 yards, and it's all cotton linen. And I bought all the colors of the rainbow. Are they not the cutest? They just wind up into a little teeny tiny ball. But Lynanne found this knitted shawl pattern. And you knit every stitch. Every stitch is a knit, but somehow there's a space. So it's like a little border on it. I don't remember the name of it. I will insert, when I start actually making it, which hopefully will be soon, this week. Then I'll have 2 knitted projects going on. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's all knit, and it's like got a 3 or 5 stitch border on it, and then you knit and you increase, and they teach you how to do all of that, because I don't know how to do all of that. So it starts at the point and it works its way out, and I'm real excited to give that a shot. And my plan is to use these. My concern is, because it starts at the point and works its way out, So let's say I start with the blue, just because it's what I got in my hand. And I have this much blue, and by the time I get to the last color, it's going to be like this big. But, you know, go across the whole thing. Or maybe it won't even go across the whole thing. I don't know. So I'm wondering if that's going to look funny. And I really kind of want to do it in, like, you know, the rainbow way of putting the colors together. But I kind of want the blue to be the pointy color, only because I have a lot more clothes that will go with blue if that's touching them than like if you start with yellow, or I don't know what color the rainbow starts with. But I don't think it's going to matter because it's going to be the rainbow. Now these, none of them have colorways on them or tags that say anything except for this one, the green, that says Yellow Irish. That's the only one that has a colorway listed on it, a color name. None of them say what the content is, but I know that it's cotton linen, and they're about 92 yards. Lynanne says that's the standard for minis. These are DK weight. So I'm real anxious. I don't know what size needles I'm supposed to use, but I do have my little circulars over here. I don't know also how long of a cord I should use. I hope she says in the video, or he, whoever's doing the tutorial. I hope they tell me what size cord I need. That would be helpful. So anyway, it's going to be really pretty, and it's just a simple, easy peasy, and that's what I want to do. And that's what I want to do with these. So that is what's going to start happening really soon. I also worked on, I wanted to do, I love the pattern of, I think it's called Rhythm of Resilience that Juan created. And I've seen a couple of them turned in with Boggy Creek. I watched the tutorial. I started it. I was maybe 15 rows in, and the yarn that I used retro stripes, and I was doing every few with a solid blue from Crafter's Secret. And the yarn did not want to grow up and be that project. I just did not like it in the retro stripes with the blue. Maybe if I had added a white instead of the blue, I don't know. I didn't take any pictures of it. I just wasn't happy with it. So, and I couldn't get a rhythm of the rhythm. Probably because I was spending too much time gabbing with Desiree. I'm going to blame her. But we kept talking, and I had the pattern. I wrote it down so I could figure it out, and I still, every row, every time I tried to go around the square once, I was pulling out a row. You know, I had a frog. I kept frogging because I kept making mistakes. I wasn't paying attention enough to what I was doing, and I wasn't getting the rhythm of resilience, and I frogged it. So I still want to use, because the yarns are beautiful, I'll show them to you, this colorway of, it's so pretty. I love it, love it, love it. And then with this blue as like an accent or border, it blends in. The blue from the Crafter's Secret blends into those other pastel rainbows. So it's a little, maybe I need to add white. I don't know. He did it with 3 colors, and I was trying to do it with 2. And probably that's the problem, but I want to make something out of those 2 colors. I like them together until I had them worked up together, and then I didn't like the way it was looking with that pattern. So I'm just assuming that those yarns do not want to grow up to be that pattern. So I'm going to try a different one. I'm just not sure which one yet. And so I'm not sure that I'm going to work on that or pull out a whole different color choice and go with a different blanket that I wanted to make. But I'm going to start another blanket for Boggy, because I have projects that are blankets that I brought with me to work on. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to try this knit, and then my 10-minute challenge, and another Boggy. That's going to be what's happening in the knit and crochet world. And this is not going to be a knit channel, but there's nothing wrong with being bi-stitchable and expanding your horizons. I would like to be a knitter. I don't consider myself a knitter at this time. I don't even consider myself a beginner knitter at this time. So we're going to see if by the time I finish that shawl, maybe I can almost be a beginner knitter. So that's what we got going on for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, liking, doing all those things YouTube likes. Hit the subscribe, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.